up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it.
Hey guys. I'm gonna have it set to where the music starts playing lower, so it cued me in that it was fixing to end because I was on a whole nother screen not paying any attention. I don't know if Kendall is gonna make it or not. Let me send her this just in case. There she is, Kendall. And I'm going to put it here. I hope everyone's having a good night. I hope that everyone's safe. Ellen Dragon, I was reading your message up here about the Kentucky area. I was talking to Tracy, who is in the Lexington area, and they are getting hit so hard over there. My prayers to everybody in that area. Ellen Dragon, are you doing okay other than the areas you went through? Message. I'm going to pin the message for anybody that might want to come up. I'm going to do a little bit of open panel tonight. Good. Glad to hear that, Ellen Dragon. Let me kind of go through, say hello to everybody. T-Peg, Ellen Dragon, already talked to you, Bubbles. If you're just coming in, say hello. If you will hop over and leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's fine too. There's a few of y'all been leaving thumbs down. That's good because it still puts me in the algorithm. Thumbs down is just as good as a thumbs up. Just saying. So appreciate it. And if you're lurking, that's okay too. We'll let you lurk. I want to say this real quick, and this is about different YouTube channels. So the last couple of weeks, I've just kind of been going all over different communities, different different channels, some that I've never been into, some that I just kind of listen to that I never chat in. And I've just gone in and it's been about everything from fun stuff to true crime stuff, and drama. And I'll pop in and, you know, I'll say hello to everyone. Some of the ones that I've never been in, I'll say, hey guys, new here. Hope everyone's doing good, you know, whatever. I'll just drop little comments. And people don't respond. So if you're a regular to a channel and somebody comes in and says hello, please make sure you say hello to them. Be friendly. Because that's why people come back, because people are friendly. It was kind of disappointing to see people just not being super friendly. Yeah, I remember that, T-Pex. I remember that one channel that tried to be friendly and people weren't very friendly. Yeah, that was a day. And T-Pex, hold on. I got to send you a message because you might know where it's at. Molly, people do not want to listen to you bark. You have to share the pillow. It's big enough for you and Gizmo. Share it. Okay. T-Pex, I just sent you a message. Land Dragon, you're not friendly, but you try. Molly, Gizmo, can she have that? Come up here and sit in my lap, and you let her have the pillow, so she'll shut up. Okay? Look, no, you go get on your pillow. You've barked and made him move. Go get on your pillow. She's bad. She's rotten. Absolutely rotten. We've done good with the storms. We got missed. It was very strange. You went up here. Oh, my little Gizmo's been losing his teeth. He's getting old, so he's pitiful. They're right there. Luckily, we missed the storm. I was really worried because we had really high winds. I had shared with the mods pictures of my coop. You know, every Monday when I go to the doctor, y'all know I shared that story of the couple weeks ago. Well, Monday, I was at the doctor's office and my cameras go off again. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, not again, not more crap. So I open up my app and I'm looking in the camera and I'm like, what in the world? My trash can that's at the end of the driveway is down our little private road, like in the middle of the road. And I'm like, what the hell? So I take the camera and I move it, checking everything out. And we had just moved my small chicken coop to a higher area that we're working on building up and making my silky pen area. And that pen was yanked up and thrown into the tree line and it literally looked like it was twisted. It just, oh my God, I was absolutely sick. And of course, the doctor was taking forever and it's a 2-hour drive home. So I was rushing to get home. All my chickens were okay. It took me a bit to find my little rooster. He was across the field hiding because the big rooster beat his butt all day. Molly, I swear, dog. Molly, Gizmo, let her have that. You got down. Oh my God. They're like children, y'all. And but everybody was okay and we got it put together. And it was one of those I told you so moments for my husband because I had been telling him when we set it up, I said, we need to put the stakes down. He said, no, it'll be fine till we get in tomorrow from the doctors. We'll worry about it tomorrow. It'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal. Well, he knew I was pretty freaking pissed off. And he said that, I was asking about something else there. And it's like, I ain't even going to answer that because I was wrong on the last one. So I'm like, trying to tell you, we needed to put that stuff down. But it is good and secure now. Should not go anywhere. Ellen Dragon, you always behave. I don't know that I've ever seen you anywhere misbehaving, like at all. And so tonight's going to be a little all over the place. I'm very scatterbrained. I have got so much. It's the week before farmer's market and Dave left yesterday and I'm scrambling. I've been super busy we've had the winds have been horrible here. And that's why I was worried about that storm the other night. And then it just kind of bypassed us. I mean, it was pretty rough for a little bit, but not near as what I expected. And then, of course, I had to take him to the airport yesterday. And then if you are somebody who prays My grandson can use some prayers. I cannot go into details other than there's a situation happening at his school that is frustrating. And as somebody who has been very involved with his life, I want to go up there and rip heads apart, and I'm having to let my daughter handle that. Okay, thanks. Thanks, T-Pex. T-Pex, there was another one with a screenshot and I can't find it. I messaged Angela, but I haven't heard back from her. So if you have her, if you could text her and ask her for that screenshot, I would appreciate it. If you want, you don't have to. Never mind. Sorry. Hi, Jojo. And now we're just gonna have to listen to the boring, obnoxious, spoiled, rotten Chihuahua, who is blind, bark at whoever's laying on the pillow that she wants that she's refusing to share. It's big enough for her and Gizmo. He's 6 pounds, she's 8 pounds. It's a big pillow, and she's not wanting to share. You go figure. And brain fog, Ellen Dragon. I'm sick of brain fog. This menopause crap is for the birds with the brain fog. Just saying. Why is this not sending it to my computer? Let me do this. Molly, she's gonna drive me crazy, is all there is to it. She's flat out gonna drive me nuts. So I'm going to apologize for the little barking, yapping dog. Look, we're going to do a banner. Banner. Apologies for the yappy, spoiled dog. There. Oh, there's not going to be any fixing it until he gives in and gives her the pillow to herself. That's all there is to it. Like, y'all, let's have a girl chat for a minute. I wish my mother, when she talked to me about becoming a woman and all of the things with PMS, that she would explain what menopause would be later on. Not that she knew at the time, because mom was, let's see. Mom was in her 40s, late 40s when I was a teenager. So, I don't know that she was even hitting menopause yet. I think she hit that after I had my oldest, but there was never any explanation to menopause. I make sure to tell my girls now. Elm Dragon, I can come to Texas and not behave. Come on, let's go have some fun. I'm all for it. And so as I have started having menopause hit, I have complained to all of them. And when they complain about their monthly time, I make sure to remind them menopause is going to be worse. just saying. I curse them with my female issues to begin with, and so they're going to be cursed with menopause the way I've had it, I am sure. Let's do it. If y'all do, then we'll go take the train and go do the wine tour, or we'll go to Kerrville and go to the wine country. That would be fun too. I asked Dave if we could do that for my birthday this year. I want to go to Kerrville and go do some of the wineries or the train, one or the other. And so if y'all read the description for tonight's live, I'm going to be all over the place. There are so many things I want to talk about that are just happening. Molly, I swear to God, dog. Maybe if I put her up here. Gizmo, please. Please, come here. Come on. Okay, get your pillow. He got up. Oh my Lord. Okay, you have to lay right there. You can't get on the computer. Lay right there. All right. Sorry. I'm on the other side, but the brain fog lingers. My oldest is having a hysterectomy in a week. She's 32. Oh my God, poor thing. When I had my no, Molly, she's trying to get on the computer. When I had my hysterectomy in 2012, they left my ovaries, and my doctor was like, "We are leaving those if you're okay with that, because I'd rather you not kill me and your husband." And I let him do that, and now I wish I wouldn't have. I wish I'd have just gone ahead and gone through it then, because this has been miserable. Not that I want medication either, but sorry, guys. It has just, whoo. Now she's on the other couch barking at Raina because my diva is in her spot. Everybody knows that's her spot. And Molly wants that spot, not the pillow. This is my life. And she's getting up to let her have it. You know what I did, LM Dragon? And T-Pex gave me the idea. I got the over-the-counter stuff. I've just started another one, Milo, I think it's called, over the counter, to help with the different issues that go on, to see how it helps. For me, it's night sweats. Jesus Christ. I wake up with the worst night sweats and the brain fog. The brain fog has been unreal, and it makes me scatterbrained. Absolutely scatterbrained. So, Bubbles is supposed to have a phone call that we're kind of excited about. It's going to be a case that we're going to be bringing to you guys. Be nice, Raina. Oh, no, that's Joby. Be nice. Lay down gentle. Don't lay on her. Lay down gentle. They know their daddy, Benadryl for the night sweats. Okay, but then that knocks my ass out. So but I could take the one, because then that just makes me sleep good for like the 6 hours. Brittany, do I have fibromyalgia? I don't know. I have not been diagnosed with it, but I have AS, okay, well, if I can say it, ankylosing spondylitis. That word. I do have gabapentin. I don't take it all the time. I need to, because I'm having this nerve pain right now in my foot, from my L5 compressing the nerves. My back doctor's wanting more tests done on that to figure out what's going on. I'm supposed to have my storage shot done, but we had a big old kerfuffle with the insurance and all of that. Well, sweat or sleep, something has to give, right? Because the sweating is just, oh my God, anything but that. Like, because you got to change your sheets daily when that happens, because they're gross. So frustrating. And so for the men that are watching, they're getting a whole menopause talk. Sorry. I don't know what that is, Brittany. Was that a misspelling? Oh, something's giving me issues. Oh, workers' comp. There we go. I was like, okay, I think that was a typo. Oh. Yeah, they my doctor's office had called me, because y'all know I've been waiting to get these steroid shots done on my back, and then the insurance wanted an MRI, and the doctor's like, that's all they want, the MRI. Once we do the MRI, if there's no problems, we'll get shots done. Well, then I have the talk with her, and she's going on about wanting the nerve conduction test done and the SPECT scan done. And I'm like, can we just do the shots and worry about that later? And then she's like, yeah, we'll work on that. And so I waited and waited, and I called them, and I'm like, have we heard anything? And they're like, well, we want these other tests done. And then I'm like, what other tests? So next thing I know, I have the scan people calling, because only certain people do that, because it's if you don't know what that is, they inject the nuclear dye into your system, and then you go through the like a CAT scan MRI machine thingy, and it reads everything. And we need the nerve conduction test done. And I'm like, I want to get the shots done before we do that. And they're like, no, the insurance is requiring we do these. So I'm pissed, because the SPECT scan is going to cost me $600, and the nerve conduction test, I had that done. That was $3,300. Hey, inside the purple purse. My cost was another $600, because we haven't met our deductibles yet. We should be in our deductibles when all this is done. But I called the insurance, and I'm like, hey, where are we at? Why am I not getting any information back on what you're wanting and why I can't have the steroid shots done? And she said, well, we haven't had anything sent back to us since the denial in January. And I said, well, you asked for an MRI. She said, yes. And you had the MRI done, but the doctor hasn't submitted anything else. So I went off on my doctor. I went the fuck off. He actually wanted me to apologize to the other doctor, and I told him I wasn't doing it because they said the insurance was requiring it. And the insurance says, no, that's not true. So still fighting to get the steroid shots done. Okay, let's see. What am I missing? Because I just kind of went off on a total tangent. Oh, wow. Is Ellen Dragon being the star student? Oh, wow, Brittany, that is hopefully they get it fixed for you quick. It's okay. They are. I mean, our healthcare system is so flawed, guys. So flawed. In people are not getting the medical that they need, and that has got to change. I mean, you have to jump through hoops to get anything done. And I don't know. Did this start when people started abusing the system and getting pain pills and abusing the pain pills? I don't know. But I'm over it. Well, Bubbles, if it's any help, my mom is no help whatsoever. I love her. I love my mother, but my mother is way too difficult to deal with. Yes, T-Pex. That's the one I did the estrogen because you told me about it. And then now I have the other one. I need to look up what it's called again, because I thought I was reading up on it and I'm like, oh, I want to try this one. I was going somewhere with some of that, but I do not know where it was. So let's talk a little bit about Lori Vallow. Are y'all watching the trial so far? You know, Kirk Nermy said on my panel one time that, or maybe it was when me and Fancy interviewed him, I don't remember, but he said that a lawyer as a client, a lawyer for a client has a fool for a client. And Lori Vallow is representing herself. And so she has a fool for a client. But she's not doing too damn bad. Okay, Bubbles, woohoo. Well, so it's in the boring part of the trial, right? And I'm thinking about maybe doing a recap every couple of days or every day on it. Um, she now she takes forever to ask her questions, but she's reading through things and she's really been arguing. Today she was arguing about they're claiming the one detective that was he's talking about the gunshot projectiles and different things as being an expert. She was kind of arguing that, and it was kind of a tomato kind of thing. It was so stupid, but she didn't win. But she's not showing her ass yet. Now they did strike Brandon. Crap! What is his last name? The nephew, as a witness. They will not let her call him. And so it didn't go her way there. It's really kind of in a slow spot right now. They're just kind of building it up. But what I do love is they are doing it, and I don't remember what other court did this, where the jurors can submit a question at the end of each witness, and they discuss the questions between the lawyers and decide whether or not they're going to submit them, and then they ask the witness the questions. And so the jury are asking questions. They're asking good questions and getting things explained fully. So that's been good. But this religious cult thing, I'm over it. So over it. Millie Webbs, the roofers had a hangover and threw up on my roof this morning. Oh, well, that would make for an interesting day. So they partied Monday night, came to work Tuesday, sick. Interesting. Usually that happens on the weekend. Oh, Elm Dragon, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. My mother is just really, really difficult, guys. She has mental illness and a horrible family in and of her own. A menopause cult. We should, guys. We should. I need to make a Discord that says menopause group. and she makes life. I am her only daughter out of 6 kids. She has lost 2 children at birth, and my brother passed away. Another one of my brothers passed away a year ago, and so she is very difficult. And like when my daddy died, she tried to make me feel guilty for being upset that my dad died. And so I keep my mother at a safe distance. I do stay in contact. I do have moments to where we have a knockdown, drag out fight, and I don't talk to her for a few months. We just did that because she was being very ugly to the woman who my son is planning a life with, who was the mother of my grandbaby. And she was being very, very ugly about this girl. She does not know this girl, has never met her. And I told her she needed to quit. And she went to cussing me and got very ugly and told her that was it. Wasn't doing this with her no more. And I quit talking to her. I set her on Facebook where she can't see nothing and left it at that. Hey, Steph. She did text me the other day and she's been kind of sweet. She likes to talk about the chickens. And so, but my mother is really old and I try to remind myself of that. And I say all the time that when she goes, I will definitely mourn the relationship I wish I'd have had with my mother. So, all right. Let's go into another drama situation happening in the true crime world. Y'all know we've talked about, I did the live talking about the RICO case surrounding different content creators in the Sebastian Rogers case. And T-Pex, Angela said you had the screenshot that I'm looking for, so I don't know if you do or not. Y'all, my brain. So they small recap, a group of creators are suing two creators, listing it as a RICO case, or trying to list it as a RICO case. Now there's a slap lawsuit that's countered onto that, and there's this big fallout. And it is, the one side is Seth Rogers, which is Sebastian's dad. Well, the one I'm looking for, T-Pex, is the actual screenshot of the chat they were in, where they talk about, I think it was Nick said that TMZ was covering it, had the exclusive. Molly, really? Now she's climbing on top. Oh my God. You don't need the blanket, you have a pillow. No, she's a mess. Hey, the link is pinned if anybody wants to come up and help me walk through this, because I am so scattered, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. And it is allegedly with Brittany J, Bullhorn Betty, Nick the Hat, Seth Rogers, Dog the Bounty Hunter, At Night Media, and there are some other names in there that I don't even know, but I'm going to try to remember exactly inside the purple purse. RICO is federal. They are trying to file it as a civil injunction and claim that it is a RICO organization. Hey, girl.
Damn, you popped me up here quick. I was like, I'm surprised. Anyways. Okay, so it's actually not a federal RICO.
No,
okay?
no,
It's actually an injunction. It's an injunction.
Right.
I've been following this whole thing from.
Okay, hold on. I was explaining that. You must have come in when I was explaining it.
Yep.
How they have filed it as a civil thing, and they're claiming it is a RICO organization. And they keep saying, Bullhorn Betty and them keep trying to say that it is in federal, and it's not in federal. Federal has to pick that up and file RICO. It is absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. All it is content creators talking shit on each other, and some are being pissy and taking others to court. You've got people that are sue happy, and that's what they're trying to do. So in all of that, they, in one of Brittany's chats that she has, and I don't remember who said it, because the post was removed. I was going to go over there and show everybody the post, but it was removed. It was either Nick or somebody. One of them had said, oh Lord, y'all, my brain.
I'm lost on what you're trying to get to.
Okay. Yeah, so in the chat, Nick said that TMZ had the exclusive. It was before anybody come out with it, and he was claiming that TMZ had the exclusive. Yeah, I think so too, T-Pex. And here's what we're going to do. Hold on. This is what I was going to pull up. What is TMZ? Are any of y'all familiar with TMZ? Surely you are.
I'm familiar with it. Yes.
And see, and most of you watch reality TV. We all watch the stars. We all watch what's going on, right? That's what TMZ is. It's a publication that follows around the rich and famous, basically. Anything in reality TV, all of those things. And so let's present it so we can read it for the class, so that everybody understands what we're talking about. Go on there. Yep, it's on there. All right. TMZ is an American entertainment-focused news organization owned by Fox, known for its celebrity news coverage both online and through its syndicated television program, TMZ on TV. what it is. TMZ is a news outlet that covers entertainer stories with a focus on celebrity news and pop culture. Okay, everybody on the same page?
I'm riding with you.
Okay, so let's do this one. T Hunter. All right, so if they bring Dog the Bounty Hunter in, right? Why would Dog Bounty Hunter be brought in on a missing child case? Let's ask that question for the class.
Well, because don't you know he finds missing kids all the time? Duh. Everybody knows that Dog is known for finding missing kids.
Well,
not at all.
What made me laugh was that anybody was following the Gabby Petito case. When he joined that, it went crazy, and he had Brian Laundrie found in, what was it, New Mexico or Canada or Alaska? I don't know.
On the boat.
Right. He was all over the place, and like the whole time, Brian Laundrie's dead in the Florida Everglades. Like, really?
Yeah.
So this is Dog the Bounty Hunter, in case you don't know. Dwayne Chapman. He's a celebrity. Okay. TV shows. Let's go look at his TV shows. Dog the Bounty Hunter, Dog and Beth on the Hunt, Dogs Most Wanted, Dog and Beth fight of their something. So look, there's all kinds of shows here, right? Dog the Bounty Hunter. He was known for looking for, he had a show that they were looking for people that had
Fugitive.
Right.
Fugitives, not missing kids, not missing kids, but fugitives.
People with warrants, people that were dangerous, people that
they have also had, that they had the address to where they were paroled or probation to.
They had a PI that would like finish finding to make sure the addresses were correct, and they would go hunt them down and find them. Boom. And they had cameras following them around and all of that.
And he found 0 missing kids that I know of.
I don't know that there have been any that anybody's ever talked about. So, I mean, maybe there's some. We won't say there's not any. I mean, but nobody's talked about it, and I would think that if he had that resume, that they would be showing that. Now, does he bring eyes to the case? Absolutely. Does he bring media attention to a case? Yep.
I disagree. He didn't even know their names.
Well, no, he doesn't know their names, but that doesn't mean he's not bringing media attention to it.
I mean, Sean and Nicholas.
Right. Yeah. When he was talking to one of the news outlets, it was Sean and Nicholas. He didn't even have Seth and Sebastian. Right.
Right.
He did get that freak Andrew Luster. See, I don't even know who that one is. I'll have to look that one up. See, you always send me down rabbit holes, Bubbles. But when that comment come up about TMZ having the exclusive, my little radar went, oh, wait a minute. We have Dog included. His lawyer, Lesniak, and all these other people are filing this injunction on these creators. And now TMZ has the exclusive, but this isn't a media stunt, right?
Wrong.
Exactly. So I kind of worked around people in the industry a little bit. And I have friends in the industry. I contacted my friends and said, hey, I need a TMZ contact. I have a question for TMZ. And they reached out to their contact. The contact said, absolutely, I'll talk to her. I actually have her phone number. So she did tell me that if I have any fun information for her, to make sure I call her. And we had some really good conversations about this. And I told her the story. And she's like, well, for one, we don't cover missing kids. That's not what we do. And I said, I know that. You know that. And everybody else knows that. But people are running with this, that TMZ had the exclusive. She said, well, let me tell you now, that is not how we work at all. TMZ doesn't do exclusive stories. We hear about the story. We would have gone and pulled the court papers and discussed it that way. We don't do exclusive content for anything. That's not even in our wording and in our contracts. That's not how we do things. And I asked her, I said, well, have y'all been given anything about this to start covering it because Dog the Bounty Hunter is involved. And she said, I have not heard anything about it at all.
I don't think that's because really Dog is interested in being involved in this, but his name is tied up in it.
I have to wonder if he even knows he signed the paperwork for this injunction, but are you paying attention to what you're signing, dude?
I mean, yeah, and it makes me wonder, does he realize what he's signing and for what? I mean, because this whole injunction thing is going to end up bad on the case of the plaintiffs.
It is. It absolutely
be bad. Like, they're going to be owing, each and individually are going to be, listen, if I could be in Granny's shoes, I wouldn't want to be in Granny's shoes. I wouldn't want to be in Barbecue's shoes, but they're about to make a bank on this shit right here.
Well, but are they? Because any of the ones they're filing against don't really have a pot to piss in.
A pot to piss in. Not even Dog, because he owes the IRS.
Yes. So, and look, I'm not saying, and I said this a while back when I talked about this, when it comes to Granny, and if you're friends with Granny and she's watching, send her over here, because she told me to email her, and I did, and she'd never go back to me because she wanted this information. So go grab her and tell her to come here. But her and Brittany have gone back and forth. Steph, you've been here. T-Pex has been here. You guys these two have gone back and forth for 4 years now, 3-4 years. Yep. And this is, it really is, I'm going to talk shit on you and you're going to talk shit back and forth. It's all it's ever been. And now I supported Brittany, and I said this, and I've told Jess this. I supported Brittany when it was about a cease and desist to make Granny's Watching stop talking about her and to remove her home, the whole video thing about her home being shown and all that. I had never seen the content. But I back that. Like, I agree. Like, stop it. And I told Jess that. Well, Jess told me what it was, that it wasn't what I was being told. Now, I didn't go find it because nobody sent me links. And let's face it, these two go live constantly. There's way too much content to go look through. Send me a link so I can watch it. But because I'm not going to go hunt it down. I can't. I don't have that kind of time. And had it just been that, I would have absolutely still supported it. But when I was listening to different things come about, and I'm like, this is not what you're telling me, Brittany. Brittany, this is not at all a cease and desist. This is serious. Like, you guys are going to the news media saying that these people are involved in a RICO organization. That puts people in danger, and it's disrespectful to people that are part of RICO organizations, or victims of people that are part of RICO organizations. T-Pex says, BJ took it to a whole new level, though, and it's bullshit to do this off the back of a missing child. Well, 100%. 100%. And so don't sit here and tell me that none of this is not a media stunt, and the bullshit you guys are pulling on the steps of the courthouse and the talking to the news in Philadelphia and all of this shit is not for media attention when you're saying TMZ has the exclusive.
Can I say this on the hypocritical front? I was listening to one of BJ's lives the other night just because there was nothing else on. Queen Bee wasn't on. Nobody was on. Clue. Nobody. And I wanted to come through my phone screen. You want to know why? Because they sit and they talk. Well, I don't understand why you guys are so mad at us for talking about a case when it's public and everybody can talk about it. Then why are you getting so confrontational about other channels covering it, but seeing things from a different point of view?
Right. Well, what got me,
everybody has their own opinions.
I finally left comments on Brittany's the other day. I don't know if they're still there. I didn't go look, but I'm like, do you not fucking hear yourselves right now? Like, Nana's up there going, if you're supporting Sebastian, then you're not talking about the parents. While they talk about Katie left and right.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, what are you talking about? And you're talking about, oh, we don't criticize and bash the other parent. The fuck if they don't. I'm sorry for my language, but yes, they do. They're
we dropped the F-bomb
constantly
over
going
here.
at Katie and Chris. Why do you think Betty's in the situation she's in? Oh, not because she's just sitting back and letting things ride out and letting it play out as a missing persons case that has no new information on.
Right. Yeah, they have made a mockery of this case. They have made it, way I look at it, this injunction they filed. Why would the big stations want to mess with this when what it tells them is you're going to try and throw them in on a lawsuit if you don't agree with them, and then they got to pay their lawyers to fight you? They've hurt Sebastian's case.
They've made it to where nobody's talking about Sebastian, but talking about everything surrounding it.
Right. 100%.
And it's sickening. Like, nobody is covering the actual facts of Sebastian's missing case profile. They're all talking about the nonsense that surrounds it. They made it this way. They're making it even worse by continuing to do what they're doing. That's my own honest opinion. So sue me for that opinion. I don't care.
No, that's why I've been waiting for my little cease and desist or included lawsuit. Bring it on.
If I had a better internet situations, I'm working on it. I'm working on a better internet situation because I got some words to say that I would prefer to say on my own channel. I'm not eating nobody else's channel. But if you could tell, I'm a little heated about this situation when it comes to the Sebastian Rogers case because everybody's leaving out the main point of it. Where is Sebastian? Why? You all are not doing no good by sitting here arguing with each other, suing this person, suing that person, suing this person and that person, and filing here and filing there. You guys are not finding Sebastian that way. None of you.
It comes to a, because I was thinking about this today because we've been following the Aubrey Wu case, and I was going to really deep dive and really focus on this case. And then things have spiraled because the stepdad is involved and they're constantly on social media, and it's become another drama fest. And I'm like, it's a catch-22. We want the parents involved because they're helping us get their children's story out there to find their children. But then they get so involved that you have the drama that happens and you lose the focus of the case.
Right. And you can't stop anybody from talking about a missing persons case that is public knowledge, You can't. But you can not feed into the effery going on around it, Not talk about, if less people would talk about this injunction, less people would talk about who's being sued by who or all that, and focus more on the point of it. There's Sebastian's missing. There's many other children out here missing that could use case coverage. You don't have to focus just on this case, like some creators are doing. They're using him as a cash cow.
Right. Well, and I've said that several times. These channels with these huge followings that have hundreds and thousands in their chat, man, take one live and just pop up one child's photo and talk about it. Give some details and move on. Something. Give these other children a voice.
And that's one thing that doesn't happen enough. Ever.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sure there's other parents out here that would be appreciative to the moon and back, to have their child covered just one time on one of these channels that have bigger numbers. But they're too focused on the BS that's surrounding this case to even see past tomorrow.
Right. Well, yeah, because there's at least 3 lives a day, talking on the BS. And we're not talking lives that go for an hour. These lives are 4 to 6 hours long.
Yep.
Now, granted, it's been entertainment because I've been watching them. Like, it's, it gives me something to have playing in the background.
Listen, the best one was when BJ finally hit back to her true crime channel after being gone for almost a month because all she covered was the drama on the drama channel. She's gonna tell her subs, "All right, guys, now we gotta help you guys. Gotta help me build this channel back up. And how do you do that? By sending super chats and memberships." Please, that is not how you make a channel grow. You share the link to the channel to make it grow. You don't do that, make it grow by sending money to the creator. Do you guys see that?
Well, and let's face it, I was friends with Brittany, and when you have an hour long of your live is nothing but greeting everybody and a 30-minute promo for super chats, memberships, and whatever else is going on, baffles me. Navigator, that's another OG in the Chroma community. But I'm over it. Like,
oh, Navigator, wasn't it you that I caught over there in NC's chat the other day?
We've all been over there. What you talking about?
My panel, bitch.
I think everybody lost it when I went over there. They're like, "Oh my god,
Navigator!" Because that was one thing she always fronted there. She was always so proud of, and she never got her hooks in me. I never went to her channel.
I have a screenshot. I'm making sure I can use it before I do. I'm assuming since she said to ask her for it.
There is definitely another Navigator then.
Were you cloned, Nav?
I think she was then, if that wasn't her, because there was definitely a Navigator in there.
I am on this whole, I ain't fighting with these people anymore. I'm just kind of over all of it. So I go in there and I chat, and I've been up on the panel, and my messengers was blowing up when I was on the panel. It is what it is, and I'm just all over the place. I'm just kind of, long as it ain't fancy, I'm good. Oh, and I said I would never say that name over here again, and there I said it.
Oh, wash your mouth out with soap.
That's what I was just fixing to say. Wash my mouth out with soap.
No, I'm just giving Navigator a hard time.
Bubble sent me a TikTok the other day that was live, and I went over there, and it was a really good conversation. And this person they are not a Gypsy supporter, but it was a really good conversation. And I'm in there, and I left a couple comments. And of course, one of the people on the panel I can't stand, and they drive me nuts. And we were trying to explain to her why she was sounding like an idiot. And here comes Fancy. And I mean, was she triggered as a motherfucker that I was in that chat? And mean, she is screaming at me in the chat. She gets on the panel. She's screaming at me, and I ain't done shit. I was laughing.
I'm like, man, was in the chat.
I'm like, I am under her skin, and I love every bit of it that I'm living rent-free in her head. Navigator says, as long as Natasha isn't ripping off any victims' families, I've got no beef, but I won't be caught dead in there hanging out. I hear you. I hear you. She don't seem to be going after any of the true crime stuff. She's doing the drama stuff right now. She's going at needle mash.
That's what she's good at. And I mean, that's one thing that I can't stand about BJ. She acts like she cares about these cases when really it's the drama that will come of the cases, the drama that runs that she's interested in. And if this case isn't one of the biggest shows for it, because I mean, for how long? She was doing pretty good for a while there, covering cases and staying out of the drama, not feeding into the drama. But, the second that the drama hit this case, she's got to jump back into it. She's got to get the second channel up and going again. She's got to spend hours on that. And it's not the case that she's worried about, honestly. It's the drama and the fun that it will bring her.
Right.
My own
Well, I mean, think about when she did Kylie Rodney. And the mom is, I mean, she's literally tearing the kids down for what they wear to a funeral, what kind of flowers they bring to the funeral, what the mother's doing at the funeral. And the mom says, please stop. Leave my daughter, let my daughter rest in peace. And she told her to fuck off. I mean, we all should have known then that it was going to be nothing but the drama. And we all made peace with her and still befriended her and everything else. And I'm not, you're a tragedy pimp. BJ, I know she hates to be called BJ, and that just makes me want to call her that much more. She's nothing but a tragedy pimp.
She 100% is a child tragedy pimp. At that, a child tragedy pimp. So,
yeah, Bubbles. When Natasha's doing true crime, it's been Idaho 4, and a little bit of that I've caught. She's been doing really good. Maybe she's grown. I don't know. We'll see. We've all known her such a long time that, like we were telling Bubbles the other day, it's kind of a trauma thing for a couple of us, and so we take her in little bits because there's a long history, very long history there.
That's why when I said I was up on her panel, listen, I was up on her panel for a few seconds just because I wanted to see if she'd really let me up there. After our history, we have shit.
Look, my last conversation with her, I told her she wasn't going to bully me, and she cussed me out and blocked me. And then we happened to be up on Bree's panel on TikTok, and we went up there just to shut Fancy up because she was trying to convince Bree that she was going to be nice to her because she had nowhere else to go, and we weren't going to let that happen. And we just kind of started our conversation at that point.
I think that's why she did the whole, let's put all the BS aside, all of her welcome kind of live. You know how she used to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because she wasn't getting the views that she was used to getting.
Let me see if I can pull up my
and let me say, Nana, I don't know if you're ever gonna hear this. Nana, BJ is not what you're making her out to be, and you're only making yourself look like a bigger fool sticking around there, knowing that she talks shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
To your face and behind your face, because at this point I can't see why she wouldn't say it to your face, because you obviously are never gonna leave her side. I mean, some people, listen, I feel bad for some people, but other people, I don't know. If you're going to keep putting yourself in that predicament, I don't care.
I'm trying.
But you only make me look like a fool once or twice. That's it.
Right.
You are not going to keep doing me like you did, like she does Nana. I know, but really her Idaho 4 stuff is very good, and she's doing it hours and hours. Just only a small about drama, but it's mainly brought to her. That's what I see, in my honest opinion. Bubbles, you don't know Natasha like we do.
Maybe how it's going now. We'll see. We'll see if it lasts.
We'll see. But listen, there's one thing that I don't like is the victim bashing. She's very big on victim bashing. I kind of
past. Has she recently though? See, I don't watch a lot of it
because she's like all over about the DM person and the other surviving victim, and how they just wouldn't understand. You don't know how you're going to act in a moment of traumatic response. Like, I mean, I would have, if I was in a home and even the slightest scream that I thought was out of the normal, I would probably freeze and not know what the hell to do. Whether that be pick up my phone, try to text somebody to comfort me, whatever that may be, or hey, come down here with me. At least, we don't know what, whatever. It doesn't matter.
When it comes to Idaho 4, I have always questioned why it took so long for them to decide to call anybody, because they knew all that was there before, 11, 12 o'clock the next day. They knew. The messages being deleted, that is kind of weird. I'm hoping law enforcement's looked into it. I mean, let's just see how it goes in the trial and what's brought up.
I mean, and from the sounds of it, it may not even be a Kohlberger. Who knows?
I mean, I'm questioning whether or not it is. I mean, or if he was alone. I mean, it is. I mean, there's some questions there.
Did somebody let him in? I mean, there's many questions that I have, but I'm not going to sit back and throw shade at a victim.
Right. And I do. It's a fine line, right? Like, we need to question things, but it needs to be done with some heart given to it, because these kids, they are kids. I mean, granted, they're all in their 20s. They're kids. This is traumatic. I couldn't even imagine being in their shoes. Couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, and I get the whole 8 hours and the text, but you think in that trauma response, what if the girls did eventually get together, get down into the same room in the basement, wherever it may be, on the first floor? I don't know how they would like layer out their homes. Here, that would be like the first floor, or the basement, one of the two. Either way, maybe they just got together and they finally comforted each other and fell asleep. I mean, in a moment like that, your brain's racing, your mind's wandering. You're like, what the fuck is this really happening? I mean, and on top of that, they were out drinking that night. So what if they were just questioning whether or not it was really going on up until they woke up the next morning? But then it leaves that 30-minute response time between when you can't tell me they didn't go upstairs and they didn't see any of the blood. Because from the sounds, it was bad.
Right.
So they had to have seen the blood before calling for another person to come for help. I don't get that part of it, why they wouldn't call law. But I mean, when in a situation that I'm unsure of, my first call, if she was still here, would be to my mom or to somebody that I'm close to,
Right.
What should I do? So, I don't know what to do. I don't want to be blamed for this. What the fuck?
So this screenshot here is from Brittany's chat. It says, right here, it says allegedly. And this person says, I'm worried for you because I already know what everyone is going to say about TMZ covering this. She says, I'm not signing anything. It's singing, but signing anything until I know everything. She says, it's like they forgot everyone. Someone answering for the crap in court is one thing. Blasting it all over TMZ where your kids can see it and family is another. And there was another one that said,
so was he told that TMZ is covering the RICO or the injunction?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. It was announced in the private chat that TMZ had the exclusive, was the words.
But TMZ doesn't get involved in that kind of stuff. They're more for like celebrities.
Right. And that's what I was wanting to point out. And because it took me.
You're not a celebrity, believe it or not. You're really not. You're just another person.
Right. So the other case that I have kind of fallen down and I kind of want to start covering, and it's a case that I am afraid is going to have a racial divide in it. And yes, Ellen Dragon says TMZ seems to be like the Inquirer of TV. Yes. Back in the 80s, the Inquirer was the one that put all that stuff out there, and now it's TMZ. But this other case is Austin Metcalf, a 17-year-old that was stabbed to death at a track meet last week. And he was a star athlete, 4.0 GPA, smart kid. He had a twin brother. They were at a track meet in Frisco, Texas. He walked up to the tent that was their team's tent. And if you've ever been to track meets, each team has their own tent, own canopy section. And that's where your team goes back in between your meets and you get your water and you sit down and rest a minute, hang out with everybody. And he walks up, and there's this other kid standing there, and he says, "Hey, man," or he's sitting there, and he tells him he's got to move. And he tells him he's not going to move. And he's like, "Yeah, you got to move." And he tells him, "If you touch me, you're going to regret it." Well, the story is, one story is he put his hands on him to move him, and the other was he picked up the backpack. I don't know yet which is which. So we're going to go with it's one of those. And the other student, who was a black student, stabbed him in the heart and takes off. My one question is, why the hell are you bringing a knife to a track meet? 2, where's the security? And he was not even there for the track meet. He wasn't a part of any of the competitors. So he has been arrested and charged with charging with first-degree murder. Let's see. Carmela Anthony is charged with the murder at the Texas track meet. What is bothering me is that this kid has a fundraiser for his, it's as of yesterday morning was almost at $150,000 is how much money he's raised for his case.
I'm sorry, I don't know this case at all.
And a couple of the content creators that I follow, who are African American males, who have been speaking out on this case, and I've loved what they've had to say. Were they taken down already? Because this is fairly new, talking about it. But they, the one creator was like, "Look, if this was a white student that stabbed a black student, the national news media would have been raging and stirring up so much anger and hate." And they're not saying anything about this case. And
I heard something about this.
He was like, to me, that's wrong. For one, the crime itself is bad, but then, the mainstream media has to make it race baiting. And the fact that, and it proves it, that they're not saying anything about this case, that it would have been roles reversed, they would be. Okay, so it went down today. That's not showing yet on here.
So did the kid make it through?
No, he died. He died in his brother's arms.
Oh, wow.
His twin brother sat and held him and put his hand on the wound trying to stop the bleeding, and he died.
And this was a white student?
Yes. The victim is white. The perpetrator is black.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I'm suspecting, because it doesn't make any sense, because he was evidently, his family says, a good student too. Had a, I think they said a 3.5 GPA. I may have that wrong. Never been in trouble. So why do you have a knife on you at a track meet?
How old are these kids? Sorry.
17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why do you have a knife on you at a school event anyways?
Right. So it's like, is it gang related? Like, is this something he had to do to be involved in the gang? Was it something he had to do to protect himself from the gang? Was it some kind of attention seeking? Like, what is happening here?
So I think I remember hearing something about it. I think maybe on like was it Clues or Queen's panel, they were talking about it, and they said something about bullying Like maybe he was just tired of being bullied. I don't know. Either way, to me, that's no reason to pull a knife out on anybody.
Right. And you don't go to a track meet you're not supposed to be at to begin with. You have no really business, even though track meets are public. Anybody can go to a track meet, but you don't go sit in the competitor section down on the field.
Right. And it's like they say, sticks and stones may break your bones, but even words won't literally hurt you physically. I mean, maybe, verbally and feeling wise, it's going to hurt you, but it's not going to break your bones.
Well, and he's claiming self-defense because Metcalf put his hands on him, and come on, get over it. Punch him in the nose. You don't pull a knife.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. It is. I don't have small children anymore. You do stuff. Some of the others in the chat do. We are doing a disservice to our children when we teach them that the first thing you do
is fight with weapons.
And to be bullies and that you get an excuse for bad behavior. Our kids are going to screw up, right? They're kids, teenagers especially, they're going to do stupid shit. And when we make excuses for that stupid shit and it's not their fault, it's the other person's fault. No, hold them accountable. You are doing them a disservice in this world when they are not taught to be held accountable for bad choices.
Can I speak on this because I'm currently going through something?
Yes, because I know some of your story. We haven't talked on catch-ups on it, but you do have a story.
Yeah. So I have a child that's in a lot of trouble right now. And I told my child, this is something you've done. This is a bed you've made. You have to lie in it. You got to make it now every day. You got to get up to do better for yourself. Not for me, not for anybody, but yourself. You're lucky you don't have no kids while having to deal with this situation, but do what you got to do. If it's time you got to pay your time to society and come out on the better side of things. Luckily, when they come out, they'll have their job still. They're still gonna, have their outer family. And I was actually written the most heartfelt thing that my child probably has ever wrote to me tonight. And I want to share that with you guys.
Okay.
She said,
Bubbles, if you're still listening, I'll send you those links here in just a little bit.
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to read it. If I send it to you, can you put it up?
Yeah.
Okay, let me send it to you, and real quick.
Oh, I see Ellen Dragon. Oh. That is
okay. It's coming your way.
Okay, where'd you send it? Messenger or
text?
Okay.
And yes, Queen Bee's little logo's on the side. Yes, I was watching Queen Bee when I screenshot it.
I was watching her earlier today too. She was cracking me up. She was high early this morning. I was laughing. I was like, girl.
Oh my God, I love it when she's high in her little cackle.
Like she was smoking them if you got them early this morning.
Yes. No, just what my daughter said to me, obviously because it says first daughter, you don't gotta, I don't think it has her number. If it does, you may want to block that out. But I don't think it does. It should just say first daughter.
Yeah, it's sending slowly today.
Yeah, it should just say first daughter on it. Let me see if I can't send it quicker through Facebook.
No, I got it. Here it is. I'm making sure it doesn't show anything. Okay.
I sent it that way too.
Okay, here it is.
So
Okay, you want me to read it?
It says, okay, I love you. I really hope you know that. I know you feel like you probably don't, though I promise you are. I couldn't have asked for a better mom. Yes, things everyone's going through shit and everyone handles that shit differently, but I'm glad to say I got a mom who loves me no matter what. I know we have our differences, but that's because we're so much alike. Though sometimes I hate it, I really do love it because I know even in the thickest times, I can come to you even if it's through the phone. I'm glad you're in my life and I'm glad that God chose to give me to you. I know you're going through a lot and I hate to add pressure, but God, I am grateful. And all I've ever done was be openly honest with my child. And that's the most the best thing you can do for a kid these days anymore.
Right. They eventually see it. Oh, did you actually get hidden, Ellen Dragon? Hold on. Let me look. No, you're there. I can see you.
Yeah, I can see her. But yeah, and it's just to go to show, that you don't have to being honest and open with your kids to teach them right from wrong is the best place you can go with them, in my own experience.
We're in a society, and not everybody believes in corporal punishment, and that's okay. If you don't believe in spanking your child, you have that right. But you also owe society to make sure, if you're not using corporal punishment correctly, let me say, then you're doing other things to make sure your child understands they can't be assholes.
Well,
And
see, Brandy, this, like my daughter, I didn't have to spank her growing up. She never got in trouble growing up. Like I'm no lie. I never had a problem with her. Straight A student, always never in trouble. I think the worst she'd done was, I don't know, probably peed her pants when she was 2. Like literally, like she never got in trouble. And now she done something that's got her in big trouble. And she's like, Mom, you're right. This is something I got to pay for. And I'm not going to ask you to help me if I have to do time,
my kids know if they get in trouble. And I have 2 that have gotten in trouble. My oldest got a DUI. My youngest got a DUI. And his was kind of stupid. I think he could have fought it because I don't think he was drunk. But he was a smart ass to the cop and went his ass to jail. He was racing. He was racing with his buddies at 2:00 in the morning in the area where the cops sit. I'm like, you're a dumbass. Like, that's where they sit. Like, Jesus. But he knows. He's like, I'm not asking Mom to pay for that. That's my bad. I'm the one that screwed up. My oldest, the same thing. She knew her ass was going to sit there. I wasn't getting her out of jail.
And my oldest knows that. I'm the same way, Liz. I went to jail and I didn't expect nobody to help me.
Right.
I mean, that's my fault, not nobody else's fault.
we have a society now that our kids live in a victim mentality, that everything is everybody else's fault. And we're not
You got to put out trigger warnings every 5 seconds because everybody's triggered over something.
Right. And like, let's go back to Sebastian Rogers. People have been super triggered over Chris Proudfoot saying he whipped Sebastian with the belt. Now, look, I don't believe in using a belt because for me, I've watched a belt, somebody get hit with the belt and it wrap around them and hit where it wasn't supposed to. If you're going to hit them, it needs to land where you want it to hit, on the ass, not anywhere else on the body. But that doesn't make it abuse. And everybody will say, well, he was autistic. Okay, but not all autistic children are at the extreme of the spectrum and in a serious handicap. So I don't think it's fair to judge a parent on something like that and scream abuse. I just don't. I think that's dangerous.
I don't either. Because like in the exact opposite, I had a very troubled son. Raising him to the way he is today, which is I mean, he just turned 18, but he's a very productive member of society. He's doing his part, going to school and getting a job. He's doing his part. But let me tell you, raising that kid, holy hell, holy hell.
Getting there, right? That was
Yes.
my oldest was that for me, and she's still that for me. She still has not pulled her head out of her ass. And T-Pex says, okay, it was over not wearing a belt. The punishment doesn't fit the offense. Okay, that makes sense. That I can understand. But to give the serious hate, not everybody makes the right choices in the punishment fit in the crime.
I think a lot of that has to do on how each person's brought up. You know,
right.
Some people are brought up to where, you say a swear word, you get soap. You say a swear word, you get spanked. Or, everybody's brought up differently. And what people don't understand is everybody's going to have their own opinions based on their upbringing and the way that they were raised.
Right.
So whether you want to go the route of, okay, I'm going to do the exact opposite of my parents, so be it. Or, where your parents didn't punish you, so you're going to make sure you punish your kids because you don't want your kids to go down that road. You feel like that's what have helped you. Everybody has different opinions, and these people are bad out here.
Well, for me with Chris Proudfoot, what I think, instead of saying he's being an abuser, because I think that's just totally wrong. How about we encourage them to get parenting classes? I think that people that are dealing with, and he's a step parent. I don't remember because I don't know a lot of it. I don't know how long he's been in Sebastian's life, but sometimes a step parent comes in and they don't quite understand how to deal with the child. And sometimes the child is fighting because it's a step parent. And so it's, you've got that. I struggled with step parents laying hands on children. I think that the step parent needs to step back and let the bio parent deal with it. But when you're dealing in a situation where it's serious, sometimes they have to. It's a slippery slope, and it's a fine line of walking. But I think that when you're dealing with children with special needs like autism and other issues, parenting classes, right? Maybe something our world needs more of is counseling and parenting to help that's easy access to help these parents learn other ways of dealing with these children.
They don't send you home from the hospital with a how-to guide. Maybe that's the first mistake. Society needs to come up with a how-to raise kids guide.
Right.
Maybe they should plan everybody's day specifically and accordingly, so that way when one thing goes wrong in the whole slew of things, they can pinpoint what went wrong, and then they can get them. I'm being a smart ass right now, if you didn't know. I just couldn't even keep going with that because it sounded so ridiculous.
But, well, I was going to be a real smart ass and say, without saying names, for those content creators that want to bash a parent for whipping a child because you say that's abuse and you know nothing else about the home. While your children are tearing up iPads and tablets and phones and computers and screaming and locking each other out of bedrooms and acting like little assholes, probably could use a whipping. Just saying.
My grandma used to tell me growing up, go ahead, call the cops on me because I got about 10 minutes to still whoop your ass until they get here.
Oh, I was at, Chris was, God, what was he, like 6 or 7, and he had ADD. T-Bex, I'm going to get to this comment just a moment. I'm going to put it here so I don't lose it. And he would run away from me. We would go to the store, and then we would look up, and he would be gone. And every time we turned around, they were having to do a code Adam and lock the store down to find my kid. And he was pushing me that day. And we get to the store, and it dawned on me, I forgot I carried a paint stirrer in my purse. And that's just a little, like a 12-inch, 2-inch wide, thin piece of wood that I would pop him on his butt with. And really, I never had to use it. It was just a threat because he knew it was going to sting if I used it. But if I had it, the boy behaved. And we get to the store, and he has already worked my nerves. I haven't even got in the store yet. I went straight to the paint section. And I said, hey, I need to get a paint stirrer. And he says, you want the small one or the big one? I said, oh, I just need the kid beater. That's fine. And the guy just looks at me and he's handing me this thing. And this woman says, oh, I should call CPS. And I spun around with that in my hand. I said, lady, you go right ahead. Because when I'm through whipping his ass, I've got one for you next.
Amen. Amen. I had one that's ADD,
I said,
ADHD.
and I'm like, I am not having this child run from me and hide in this store one more time. I am over it.
Yep. I know exactly what to talk.
He's going, Mama, I'll behave, I promise. I'm like, yeah, you know you're going to, because I'm fixing to beat your ass. I ain't playing.
Yes. See, my son had the mood defiance disorder, optional defiance disorder, the ADD, and ADHD. So imagine having to deal with that because you never knew what kid you had at any minute, because it could be the ODD that was affecting him, his optional defiance, or it could be mood disorder that he had that was affecting him that minute, or it was definitely it was a hard slope to climb, but
well, that's what T-Pex says. She's like, let's not forget Sebastian was diagnosed with oppositional defiance disorder as well as being autistic. Nobody knows what went on in that home.
It is a hard thing to deal with optional defiance disorder because you just don't know. Is he purposely not listening to me, or is he choosing not to listen to me, or is he not hearing me? It's a very hard slope to figure out, but once I figured out the best way to handle it, that's when things got much easier. Well, and it's a hard thing to figure out. Every kid's different. Every kid is different. Something might work for one that won't work for the other.
All three of mine were different. All three of mine had to be dealt differently and different kind of punishment for the crimes. Oops, there went Steph. And so it's not cookie cutter. So what works for one doesn't work for the other. But, and we so went back to the Sebastian thing when I was talking about Austin Metcalf. But these parents are out here screaming, this was self-defense, he's innocent, he's blah, 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 blah. And I think we're just doing a disservice to these teenagers by teaching them they need better coping skills. I'm sick and tired of school shootings and asshole teenagers hurting other people because they do not know how to deal with their crap.
I think a lot of it has to do with what they do in their pastime. What is some of the most popular video games out here that these kids play?
Hell, I wouldn't even know. War games, I know.
War games, exactly. War games, shooting games, anything like that. Combat games. That's a lot of why kids think that it's okay to do the things they do now. If they can't handle it their own way, they'll handle it another way.
Let me pull up. Let me see. Which ones do we want to watch? Oh, I like this dude. Let's watch this one.
Okay, Brandy, I'm gonna hop down because I'm gonna have to drive here in a minute anyways, and I want to be safe. So
well, thanks for coming up.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me chime in and give some opinions and share my stories that I've had,
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to share some of these other content creators about the Austin Metcalf stuff. So,
yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
All right. So let's do this. And I've never played TikTok over here like this. So let's see how this works. I want to make sure y'all can hear it. I want to make sure y'all can hear it. Okay, we can. All right.
Lost his life today to the hands of Carmelo with a K, Anthony. And I've been waiting all fucking morning to see if any liberal content creators are going to come out and condemn the actions of Carmelo Anthony with a K. See, Austin was a...
Can y'all hear it? Because it sounds very low for me. Hi, honey.
Hello, darling.
How are you doing?
I wanted to, and I know my service is probably really terrible. I live in a very small town.
You're fine.
But I wanted to jump on here and just interject something that
Okay.
not all step parents are terrible.
Right. Oh, I agree.
I was adopted. My dad married my mother, who's an absolute psychopath, when I was 13 years old. And this man came to me and asked me if it was all right with me that he married my mother.
How sweet.
And then sometime later, after, he came to me and asked if he could have the privilege, in his words, to adopt me, because I did not meet my biological father until I was 27 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I was adopted at 13 by this wonderful man who raised me like I was his child from birth. And my sister and I do not consider her my half sister, she is my sister. His biological child was born 13 years later.
Oh, wow. That's a huge.
We are 13 years apart. My children were born about the same time as my sister. As wild as that sounds, I know it sounds like some Kentucky bullshit, but I'm not from Kentucky. I'm from Wisconsin. It's just a really weird situation. I'm just saying. But
My nephew is 8 years younger than me because my brother was 12 years older than I was. So, yeah.
Right. But he never treated either one of us any different. And to this day, he does not treat either one of us girls, we are the only two. He does not treat us any different. We are both his children.
Right.
And my daughters and my granddaughter, who, Lord Brandy, she's going to be 15 this year. She's going to wear me out. My granddaughter, figure this out. My granddaughter is older than my nephews.
Oh, wow.
Because, I had my children earlier. My sister had her children a little bit later because she was in vet school. But my dad, that's my dad. It's not my stepdad. That's my dad. Does not treat any of his grandchildren or great-grandchildren, Natalia, any differently.
My son-in-law is that way with my grandson. He
Right.
is the absolute best. I could not have picked for a better man to marry my daughter. And he can be a turd, but I still defend him because he's a man,
He's
but
a man.
I still defend him because he just cracks me up and it drives my daughter crazy. But he definitely broke that mold of the bad step-parent kind of thing. My stepdad was amazing. I had a great stepdad. My stepmother, not so much. She was ruthless and a total bitch. Couldn't stand the woman. Hated her.
Sure.
But I feel for Sebastian because I feel like you must have StreamYard still playing in the background.
I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you on your phone?
I am, and it's an Android, so that's always terrible. What do I do?
Even let you up here. Android's going to be stupid. go to the YouTube part and close YouTube.
Go to.
Let's see. Do I hear it now? I don't hear it now. So we're good. I think we fixed it. Are you still there? Did you kick yourself off? We lost her, I think. She's still on screen.
I've never done this before.
Okay.
I'm a virgin, so
it's all right.
figure that out.
Well, let's see what this is one of the content creators that I like. So let's see what he's got to say.
Okay.
Was a 4.0 student, probably going to be a benefit to society, and he lost his life to this boy who didn't know that there's consequences to your actions, because that's just the society that a lot of these boys is raised in. Now, no one being outraged about this is kind of bothering me, because if roles were reversed and Carmelo would have been taken down by Austin, we know what y'all would have done. And it's sad to see. So I wanted you to pray for his family and pray for the strength of that community. One day accountability will come into place, and I know who the accountability goes to: the Democratic Party and the people that they're allowing to raise these boys. So Austin Metcalf.
Man, did you? Oh, and it's still echoing.
What do I do, Brandy?
I'm trying to think. Does anybody know how you do it on Android?
I have StreamYard. It opened in a web browser.
Okay.
But
is YouTube opened in the app or the web browser? Whatever you just did muted you, basically. I can't hear you.
So the father of Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, let's go to this one while we're waiting for her mic to fix itself.
Who is the 17-year-old teen who stabbed and killed the other 17-year-old teen, Austin Metcalf, at a track meet, is now saying that, oh, his son was a good kid and he didn't do anything wrong and he had a 3.7 GPA and he was a good kid and he wasn't the aggressor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And again, this is what I tell Black people. You never hold your children and you never hold each other accountable when this stuff happens. And the reason that you have a 17-year-old Black kid, Carmelo Anthony, that literally stabbed and killed this other young boy, Austin Metcalf, took his life, destroyed that family's life, and also destroyed his own life, because he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. And the reason that they are like this is because they do not have discipline. They do not have parents around. And even he couldn't have possibly had a father around. Now the father's trying to run out to the media and he's trying to say, oh, he's a good kid, he didn't do nothing, et cetera, et cetera. That father could not have possibly been in this young man's life, because if he was really that good, if he was really the good kid that the father is saying that he was, he would not have had a knife and he would not have gotten into an altercation with another 17-year-old kid and stabbed him and killed him. Okay, this is not something that quote unquote good kids do. So the father of Carmelo Anthony.
Another one that is really good. Why is it hiding it down at the bottom where I can't get to it?
I came up to help her stop the echo.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Thank
All right.
you, Steph.
Is that working?
What do I do, Steph?
Is it? I think it may
Okay,
work.
so I still hear it.
I think it's just
Okay,
because
so
I'm
what
on
you're
an
gonna want to
Android.
do, your first thing is you're gonna want to go to YouTube. When you click the StreamYard link, you're gonna want to mute it. You want to push play. You want to pause YouTube on YouTube's end.
But it
Now,
brings
Brandy,
it up. It brings it up in my browser.
actually coming from you. Okay,
Say that
did you
again.
close out of YouTube completely? Did you close out of YouTube completely?
When she moves out of it, it mutes her where we can't hear her.
When it's me and you, and she's like,
It's like when
not
she goes to
talking.
close it out.
How about now?
Let's see. Nope, it's a.
I hear it now. Hold on, Brandy. It might actually be you. Check your YouTube and make sure that it's the volume's down.
The volume's on YouTube. I don't have YouTube open. I'm on StreamYard only.
Okay, you're on StreamYard only. Then it's coming from her end. She's gonna want to completely close out of YouTube. And actually, it may not even be that. It may be she has to close out of her tabs on Google. Close out of all your tabs. If you have too many tabs open, it'll make that echo.
But I need my tabs for work. If I lose my
Okay, well, then
tabs
we're
for work, then I can't work tomorrow. That would be tragic.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wait. No, I've missed too much work lately. That would be bad.
Okay, then the cure for that is anytime that anybody else on the panel is talking, you mute. That's the only other cure.
How do I mute?
At the bottom left-hand corner on your phone, there's a mic button. Press that mic button.
No.
Are you on an Android?
Yes. Stop
Okay, there should be. Yep, there should be a mic.
Yep, that one.
Yep.
Oh, and it kicked her.
Oh.
She disconnected her devices.
Yeah, she did. She's gonna have to just mute anytime anybody's talking on panel. That's the only other thing that I can help with.
Okay, I'm gonna remove her. You'll have to Ellen Dragon, come back on.
All right, I'm gonna hop back down.
Okay. All right, so let's play. Which one was their number one? Let's see. Let's try this one.
Right. I'm gonna keep it 100. I've reached the age where when I see a group of teens, specifically black teens, when I see a big group of them, I don't feel safe. I went to the rodeo a couple weeks ago, y'all. Houston Rodeo.
Wait, that's part 3. That's part 4.
The place he stabbed someone in the chest.
Part.
What?
I'll get to the right part in a minute.
The Frsco Memorial High School community gathered tonight in grief after the stabbing death of a teenager at a track meet.
Another teenager, a student at Frsco Centennial, is now charged with the murder. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf's twin brother was at the track with him. His family says he died in his brother's arms. Fox 4's Amelia Jones spoke with the teen's victim's father and is live in Frisco tonight. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf had a bright future ahead of him. He was a leader on the football field and a scholar in the classroom. His dad told me he's holding on to memories and leaning deep on his faith as he tries to wrap his mind around this senseless tragedy.
He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity.
17-year-old Austin Metcalf was voted MVP of the Frsco Memorial High School varsity football team. The linebacker held a near-perfect GPA and was in the National Honor Society.
He was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud.
Jeff Metcalf never imagined that his son's future would be cut short.
I'm still in shock.
Wednesday morning, Austin Metcalf was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kirkendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., Frisco police say 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest after some sort of fight. Jeff Metcalf says it was Austin's twin brother, Hunter Metcalf, who tried to save him.
And his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
It's unclear how Anthony got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight. Anthony is now facing first-degree murder charges, and Jeff Metcalf
It was the best weekend ever.
is only left with memories.
I was able to watch and be blessed so much. But having both my sons are amazing.
When Jeff Metcalf was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, his boys were his strength. Now cancer-free, it's his faith that's keeping him strong.
And when I kissed his forehead today, as his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place.
This dad's killing me.
Wednesday night, the family's church opened its doors for the community to gather for a prayer vigil to honor a young man whose life touched so many.
But I know he's with the Lord. And I take comfort and peace in that.
In our conversation, Jeff mentioned that he hopes his son's death brings changes to security so no other parent has to go through this. Memorial High School will honor Austin tomorrow during second period, and counselors will be available for any students or staff.
I don't lie. This is absolutely makes
Crazy.
my blood boil.
No,
I've listened to these guys a few times on different cases. I really like them. They're a neat group of guys.
Honestly,
I almost shed a tear.
No, dead ass.
This
Like
shit crazy.
this like put that kid, Carmelo, put him under the jail. I don't want him to. I want his life to be over. Personally, me
Yeah,
personally,
so-
watching this, I don't think that he should be given any grace.
The story
You-
here is
so allegedly this will happen.
yeah, that's what I was going to tell him.
Pulls up. The brothers pull up. They tell Carmelo move. He says no, make me. So the brother who got stabbed picked his backpack up to move his backpack, and Carmelo stabbed him in the chest. All because they say that Carmelo was in the wrong spot.
The Frisco Memorial High School community gathered.
Let's go to the next one.
The Frisco Memorial High School community gathered tonight.
Oops. Wrong one.
For sure.
Great brothers. But if
Oh, they have 5 parts. Good.
The place he stabbed someone in the chest. What
So, were
what
they on
kind
the
of
same
shit is that?
team?
No, they went to 2 different high schools.
it looked like it was under the tent. That's
No,
what it-
that was
that's what I kept
was-
showing
that
the
was just-
tent.
that was just where it happened, like in the stands at the track meet. They didn't go to the same school. One of them went to Memorial, one of them went to Centennial.
see, yeah, that's weird. They keep showing the tent. They got
Yeah,
the
that's
tape
that-
around it.
Yeah, just showing where it
Like
happened.
he was in. It seems like he was in his team's
Area.
area.
They were in the team's area, correct. The other kid was in the wrong place. They said, you got to move. He said, make me move. He picked his backpack up to make a move. He stabbed him in the chest.
Under his team area. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so this is something Memorial.
Like we're not
Frisco
really want to
Memorial and
say.
Frisco
I
Centennial.
truly can't say Yeah, don't say it,
Oh,
Oh,
on
bro.
this
channel, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, like I could really go hard right
I
now.
could go insanely hard.
But I promise you my black card would be revoked. But
For sure
unfortunately,
But
I
I'm
want no mercy for that kid.
I'm looking
None.
at
Zero.
like a brother standpoint because I have a brother, and the fact that the twin brother
I have a
went
twin.
through that, yeah, that's crazy.
I know what it's like. You go everywhere
at
with
a
that
sport
person.
event, like they rode the bus to the track meet, like it's just insane. This kid went throughout the school day, and for something like this to happen,
Listen.
like altercations happen all the time.
Listen.
Small arguments. You could have just But to fought. lead it to this,
You stab someone.
You coulda
I'm
just put your
sorry.
hands
I'm
up,
sorry.
bro.
Unfortunately,
Crazy, bro.
his life needs to be over. And there's just
Oh, yeah. It has
there's
to be.
no other way to put
It
it.
truly
This is
has to be.
disgusting. I don't feel nothing for this person. When I look at his mugshot, I feel absolute disgust and rage. Like what a worthless. I'm not even finna go hard, man.
No. He's
But
worthless,
truly,
bro.
what a worthless individual.
No.
Like
This is
what type
insane,
of
bro.
person do you have to be to stab someone at a track meet?
The track meet.
Yeah. Like, why are you a student at a track meet with a knife? Like in
Yeah,
high
that's the
school,
problem.
I would
has a
have.
knife?
Who's coming to a track meet to fight? Track meet feel like a field trip.
It seems like this kid came there to look for an altercation, to be that close to another team's tent, and to stab someone over a little, like.
Is it more to
altercation
the
or
story?
disagreement.
As men who ran track in high school,
This
we
his
ran
home.
track at every
Yeah,
level.
This is home, a little bit.
This is disgusting
Like,
to me.
I've
This
been
is
to-
home for me for a lot of reasons. I've been to hundreds of track meets. I have a twin sister, not a brother. I have a brother, but I have a twin sister. So I understand what it's like to have a twin that goes everywhere with you.
That's crazy.
Like me going somewhere when I was growing up and my sister being there was completely normal. That's what I would expect her to be there. So
absolutely. I don't know. Can't imagine. Can't imagine that pain. I can't. I don't necessarily agree with their sentiment of his life needs to be over. But I am a glass half full kind of girl. I still kind of feel like, God, can y'all hear me? Because I moved my thing. I still feel like he's young enough to be saved. And maybe things can be turned around. One horrible, horrible, tragic decision should not be the end. But take some accountability. Take some accountability. So I'm definitely going to be following this one, kind of bringing more on it as it unfolds, kind of see where it goes. I'm so sick of seeing our kids hurt each other. Like, how do we stop it? Between school shootings and these kind of attacks and the bullying, how and what can we do to help our kids? I don't know what the answer to that is. I just don't know. It does start at home, T-Pex. Absolutely starts at home. We have to make our kids accountable for their bad choices and their bad behavior. We have to have rules. We have to have guidelines. We cannot live in a victim mentality. Yes, I would like to know why, because it just, what is the hidden motive here? What happened? I just don't know. Just don't know. But, all right. So, trying to think what else I have going on this week. I do want to get some more lives in this week. Right. T-Pex says, people don't raise their kids the same as we did, though. Times have just changed. They have. But I don't know that they've changed for the better. There has to be a happy medium. I can understand not doing the corporal punishment. I can understand that. But meet in the middle somewhere on it. Soft parenting and absentee parents are a huge issue. Absolutely. I mean, we say that, but in the Gen X generation, T-Pex, we were latchkey kids. We were like little feral children that had keys to our homes at the age of 5. I mean, we were kind of left our own devices. So but we weren't out doing this. We weren't acting like this. We were afraid of the repercussions if we did. There's no repercussions. We make excuses for everything, and it's just ridiculous. But we have adults on the internet acting like total asshats. So, I mean, why do we expect any different, I guess? I don't know. But alrighty, guys, I'm going to hop off and get back to working and getting ready for Saturday. Kind of got sidetracked today because I had the state come out finally and inspect my chickens and get my testing done so that I can now sell my chickens in public. If I misbehaved, I got my ass handed to me by my parents or a neighbor. Yeah, you were more. I mean, I was more scared of neighbors telling my parents what I was doing. So we just didn't look. I can remember I had gone one time and I lived in small town areas around Corpus Christi, and I was in Corpus. So I thought, oh, I'm safe. I'm going to hang out. We were definitely where we were not supposed to be. We were underage at a bar and sitting outside, hanging out with everybody, having a good old time. I really wouldn't do anything wrong. It is where I wasn't supposed to be. And the next day, my stepmom starts asking questions, and I'm like, well, this is weird conversation. Where is this going? I had been spotted, and she had been called and told where I was. The town over in the big city. Like, what the shit? It's ridiculous. Hell, my boyfriend in high school said we were going to get married, and that rumor got to her at the city hall before I got home. I got my ass tore up for that, and I didn't even say I was getting married. I was like, Jesus Christ. And the same for my kids. I mean, the teachers that were at their schools went to school with my husband, so we all knew each other. They couldn't do shit without us finding out. But, alrighty, guys, I need to hop off, and I guess I probably should eat. I don't think I've eaten today. Oh, I did eat. I ate lunch. And, get back to getting stuff done, and gotta get another live in this week. I need to do a members live. Y'all want to become a member, can join us over there. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet, but I'll get it figured out. I've got to get all this done for this week, and I'm going to get my taxes done. I have not filed my taxes, and that is Monday. I've got to get that done. So nothing like last minute procrastination. Alrighty, guys. Y'all have a good night and a good week, and I will talk to y'all in a couple days.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.